It's not
All
the
right.
voice.
Well, Vinny, since you're the DM now, apparently, why don't you
Yeah.
give the recap of last session?
Sure thing. It doesn't matter because now everybody finds themselves in a pitch black room. It's dark. You can't see anything. According to the map, what do?
I'd like to kill Astrid.
Go for it. Give me a roll.
No.
Who the fuck is Astrid?
I don't know.
It's the leader of the Dark
Brotherhood.
Brotherhood in Skyrim.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
You
an
can
option.
murder.
When you get kidnapped, you can murder one of the three, or you can murder Astrid.
Right.
Clara
I
would
forgot
like
about
to go to sleep, everyone. Can we go home?
Well,
Clara
that's a
is like
shame. We
the
have
DM.
things to do.
Clara's
All right.
sleepy.
Well, that's a shame.
So actually, who would like to give a recap of last session because someone didn't do their homework and watch 18 hours and 32 minutes of previous broadcast streams?
Well,
Yeah.
Fox and the Machines made it to their old abandoned hideout location that had been utilized by this fiendish assassin and who was dangling our former retainer on a meat hook. We, mainly Fox, but some of the others also fought bravely against this assassin and brought them to their knees a few times, even slaying them, but they just, like a sponge, soaked back up all the blood and resumed living, which was very not cash money of them. So,
Then we all went into one really small stairwell together, and then she cast Fireball and almost killed us all in one shot.
Aldrich almost died.
will there be any more interruptions?
Yes, actually.
Too bad. Then we continued chasing them down through the basement and then into this strange underground canyon area where eventually we had to both cut the rope to avoid their escape via zip line, and then when they still just kept running past us, it fell to Bugman and his spidey, shooty web slinging to restrict her. And then Fox, with a fiendish glint in his eyes, went forth and morbed her, turning her into stone, as he then turned to the new members of the party and said, "Ha, I bet you never seen anything like that before," as he just sees Bugman walk past him with a glazed look in his eye, not even paying attention.
And with that, we can begin the session. You are all in the secret passageway leading out of the trapdoor from the basement of the safe house. You have a petrified assassin up near the rope ladder leading up leading back up into the safe house. What would you all like to do?
We did have a rope tied around
we're
it.
gonna tie the statue to Tavro so he can carry it out.
Right.
Aldrich is halfway upstairs already.
All right, so Tavro, I'm gonna need you to give a sleight of hand check to see how, because she's kind of just dangling below you. It's not a very wide hole. I'm gonna need a sleight of hand check to see how well you're able to maneuver this petrified assassin up without banging her into the walls.
I didn't have a say in this, but okay.
This is your punishment for missing a session.
I did it.
You don't even need the additional D4. You definitely are able to kind of maneuver her up. You're able to get up, and then kind of like reach a hand down and pull her up, and you're strong enough that you're able to kind of rope climb with one hand and get up there. I assume the rest of you follow?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, instead of dragging you one by one.
I like to.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Aldrich.
I was noted that Aldrich had pretty much a good head start on going up, and he should be upstairs way before.
Yeah, so you
They
did
had-
say that you wanted to go up first. So, I mean, everybody was going up. You can probably have like... You do have 15 feet of movement on everybody else. You can have like 3 rounds worth of extra movement.
Hey,
Okay,
my
and
cannon!
Aldrich
Your
was
cannon
looking
is still
for.
there.
Aldrich would be looking for the wisp that he saw from downstairs.
Yeah, so you do kind of see these multiple like
Back.
purple trails heading up.
Back.
Oh, what?
Sorry. Never mind.
You close the door on me.
Keep going.
So you do see these like multiple purple trails of like kind of transparent energy leading up. And you see like from where you are, it's almost like straight up through the ceiling where you are.
Zach, are we still in combat order?
No, you guys can just move. It was just
No
Aldrich
one move.
specifically saying that, oh.
Eldritch Cannon, Protector Man.
Well, that was shitty.
Okay, so that's going to be everybody other than Aldrich because he did make a point of going ahead.
Fine.
I don't even want
and-
your temp HP.
So, Aldrich, you do see these kind of like wisps of purple energy going straight up through the ceiling. And as you approach back to the stairwell leading up, you see that after that fireball rocked it, you were all able to get out in time, but that stairwell has collapsed. So it's now kind of just like a pile of rubble in the 20 feet leading up to the main floor of the safe house.
So even the doors to get there are kind of blocked off.
Well, the
Or is-
doors
if you
are, the
still
doors
walking-
are there. It's more of like the spiral staircase that was there is now a like 15-foot high pile of stone and rubble.
So does Aldrich still hear like a lingering of the voice that was calling up to him to make him like want to do whatever it takes to get there, or
Yeah, so you do still hear that voice calling out to you saying like,
"Come upstairs. We need to talk."
Aldrich climbs against the wall.
and
Hey, what?
Yeah,
Uh,
he can climb the walls. Don't you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
so I'm gonna need you to give me an acrobatics check because it is really hard to squeeze up this. You're not even sure if it's possible, like without making yourself smaller.
Oh,
He is
It's-
one with the bug.
It is barely possible. Like, you are able to make your way up, and you actually end up like dislodging some of the stone as you're going up and causing the like what is still there to kind of collapse further below you, making
Wow,
it
rude.
so it seems like it would now possibly be like even harder to get up, but you're able to kind of like using your insect swarm to pull you around the various things and being able to like grip onto the walls very well. You are just barely able to make it to the top of the stairwell. So let's move you up there.
And
Pardon
we're all
the
stuck
strange
down.
teleportation. Yeah, so you make it just barely to the top of the stairwell, and you kind of still hear the voice calling out to you, and you still feel like the pangs of like emptiness as you focus on these wisps. So before we go to an individual Aldrich for a second, is there anything else you would all like to do now that you've gotten Myria up? You've gotten her up into this area. She do be statue though.
I would like to just check every door, because, I mean, we are still looking for Minkas, and while metagaming, I think that's where Justin's going. Kai doesn't know he's up there, so he's checking every room.
Yeah, so you run around and open them up. You do see that 3 of the rooms down here seem to be like holding cells, all of which have been devoid of any prisoners for quite some time. And I think those are the only 3 rooms you hadn't seen yet. But you can actually like look around. Other than the one like planning room where you kind of see like a map laid out on the table, there's some like little like figurines that are clearly used to like simulate war brigades on a map. Everything down here seems to be either imprisonment or torture based.
If he's not here, then I got nothing. Without the obvious scaling the rock.
All right. Anyone else? Because
Fox
him having
sent a
dislodged.
message.
Oh, go ahead.
Fox sent a message.
Oh, I want to enter the table. All right, give me an investigation check.
He did it.
So there is a drawer on it, like it's not hidden or anything. You're able to just pull it out, and you do see that it seems to be more like war planning tools. So like a few more figurines, little like flags and stuff, and then one of those like long pushers so that you can kind of reach and push your figurines across the table. But it seems kind of just like standard planning stuff, as well as some like paper and pens and like quills and ink.
Clara have noticed that the stairs have collapsed.
Yes, so as you go up to the stairs, you can see like you kind of get there right as Aldrich is getting to the top, and you see as the shifting rubble kind of collapses a bit more. And as a goblin, you might be able to sneak your way through, but it's looking extremely tight even for you at this point.
Guys, we have.
Clara voice peeked the mic.
Damn it. Guys, there seems to be a little problem here. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah,
Nah, there's no
I'm looking
problem.
at it.
The best
So
suggestion is an alternative path out. There must be some, knowing our benefactors. They're not ones to leave just 2 entrances or exits.
Well, I think the other way out was the one that we cut down.
I would like to show the crumbled staircase my Azorius signet to request an audience with the man upstairs. It is legally required to let me pass.
So I know you have a feature for legal authority. I don't believe that applies to inanimate objects.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Just because I wasn't here last session.
Oh, go ahead.
Do we know why the stair? Like, because the stairs are like
A fireball.
destroyed, right?
The fireball.
Yeah, so it was because of a fire. You were all
I
chasing
see.
Myria down the stairs while you were all kind of like, while you were all in that stairwell. She fireballed the staircase. You were all able to make it down without further damage before the stairwell collapsed. But sometime between then and going up the trap door, the rest of the stairwell seems to have collapsed as you felt it going under your feet. Also, Kai, the first sentence there does specify in the populace. The rubble is not the populace.
Racist.
Yep. That's so racist of me.
Alright, I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to all of our rubble viewers.
I appreciate the concern, thank you.
Unfortunately, it has come down to our only option left. Tavro, you're gonna have to go through the sewers.
No.
Well,
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
Well, does anyone have rope? Because maybe if someone could get up, then they could tie a rope and then we could climb the rope up.
It
It
Like-
is
still looks a little
established that
tight
you
for me.
already have rope. It's just tied around Myria.
Like if the big cow man gets up there and then he can secure it and then we can climb up the rope, right?
I don't think I'd fit up that hole.
It's less a not being able to climb, more the entire stairwell is filled with rubble that needs to be cleared out.
Oh, I thought.
Oh.
it was
Let's,
we had to
let's
get
get
up.
moving then.
Yeah,
Clear it.
can I? Oh wait, hold on. Can I just start like picking up like big pieces of rock and taking it out to like try and
Let's
clear a
just-
way up the stairs?
Let's just start a whole line of you handing rock down the line, then we throw it in some of these rooms.
Clara has to be on the end because she's not strong.
She gets
Alright.
a pebble every once in a while.
Yeah, if you do like an assembly line, you can clear out enough rubble for you guys to squeeze up to the top in about 5 minutes of just clearing stuff out.
Oh,
Let's
then
Um,
yes, do that.
do it, guys.
That being said, you might still have to figure out how to get up the 15 feet to the next floor, but your current
That is an
issue
easier
is-
solution.
Yeah, I think most of you have features that will let you do that. But with that, so Aldrich, you have about 5 minutes on the top floor while they're clearing that out for you to do what you like. I will leave it up to you if you want to do that in this channel or if you want to swap over to a different voice channel.
Oh god, he's gonna feed Minkas bugs.
I'll leave it be in this channel.
All right.
So
You make it to the
Aldrich
top of the
is-
stairs, and like you feel as the rubble kind of continues collapsing underneath you, and you're just able to scramble up to the top. What would you like to do?
I'm heading into the direction I believe I saw a kitchen was earlier.
All right. Yeah, and you can kind of
So-
follow the wisps. The wisps are coming from this direction. It's going further than that. I just don't know if you see my pings through walls.
I see it. Yeah.
Do you see this one?
Yep.
So that is like the wisps are going directly all into there.
So Aldrich puts his hands to the wall and like, okay, where can I get into here? So he goes around to the kitchen and then goes into the cellar area where he sees the wisp coming from.
Yeah, and you are able to kind of like make your way back into this cold storage area. And on the wall is like a butcher's meat hook meant for hanging out and like drying out carcasses. And you see, like, stuck on it, all of these purple wisps are heading towards a creature who is hanging from this hook, with the hook through the back of their neck and coming out through their mouth. And it's like this tall, pale figure who, despite having this hook through their mouth, as you enter, you see its eyes kind of open and shift towards you. And you hear the same voice in your head and goes,
Finally, I was waiting long enough.
Aldrich doesn't say anything. He just looks still with his eyes slightly bloodshot.
Are you going to pull me off of this hook so we can have a proper conversation?
Aldrich looks and he's like tentative about what he should do because he still feels that kind of emptiness. And looking at this man and the whiffs coming from him, he slightly licks his lips, but then shakes it off and tries to help him down.
all right, it does take a second, and you see him kind of like wincing in pain, but you're able to kind of pull him off of this hook. And he coughs for a few seconds, and as he does so, you notice two things. One, the wounds are healing up almost immediately, and two, despite being like left out on this hook, there hasn't been any blood. And you see as he kind of looks at you,
And coughs. Finally, you've come. So, where's Sadak? Why did he send you here?
With like bated breath as he's looking at the man still, and he's like, "Who? I don't know who you're talking about."
Sadak, Newling, the one who created you.
Are you talking about the Simic? I.
No. He just looks at you.
You see as he kind of like looks at you, tilts his head, and then you start to feel prying in your mind. And I need you to make I believe, intelligence saving throw. 1 second.
Intelligence is not that good.
I think it should have prompted you for a saving throw.
It did not. Let me refresh my page real quick, just in case, because that happened last time.
But either way, I was wrong. It's actually a wisdom saving throw.
In that case, okay, just give me a sec. I just refreshed my page. It's loading up a little bit. Loading. Loading. I'm loading. I'm loading. All right, I am halfway up. I'm halfway up. I am up.
All right, so make a wisdom saving throw.
Okie doke.
And you can kind of feel this probing into your mind for a few seconds. And you feel as like your thoughts are laid bare to this person. And after a few seconds, he goes,
So, it was not Sadak who sired you. This is something new. You have much to learn, Newling. But for now, go answer the door. Our new recruit is here.
How intense are the whiffs on this man?
and so as that happens, like as you're talking to him and you feel like your mind getting probed, you see as another one of these purple wisps kind of goes out and stretches its way towards the door that you initially came in from, like to the outside world.
Yeah. But I'm so hungry.
Yes, you'll learn to deal with that in time as well. I can begin to teach you about what you are. But first, answer the door.
So Aldrich looks at him and just stands there for a bit, and then decides to go along with what he says, but standing there for like 15 seconds without moving, and then decides to go along with him.
All right, so
Can you ping the door for me?
I'll just move you over to it since you definitely know where it is. Right, you weren't in that session. You were on autopilot. Yeah, so you open up the door and you see a man standing there. And Escher, would you like to describe how you look?
I wish I had known this is how I was getting introduced. But hold on a second. Let me pull up everything. Can
Also,
I see the map?
I think you should see the map now, or at least
No.
in a second you will.
No, I see a void.
Oh, you don't have dark vision. Yeah, that's accurate. You don't see anything.
Oh, is it dark?
It's dark.
Ah, shit. Would I have known this coming here?
Well, you were outside in the sun, and then you stepped inside of here, and it was dark, because there were no lights and no windows.
I mean, like, just more of what I have known. I'm being sent somewhere where it might be dark.
You are responding to the letter that you got when we discussed your backstory.
Okay, in that case, yeah, probably would. Because I didn't think too hard about which spells I had prepared, and I think is it safe? Can I switch out one of them? Because had I known that,
If you want to switch one
I
to
might have-
dark vision, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's what I was gonna do. I don't even know if I have them all. So on your character sheet thing, actually, how do you prepare and unprepare spells?
Right click prepare, right click unprepare.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was used to there being like a little tick thing.
All right, I just gave you dark vision 60 feet, so.
Thanks. So I guess as the door opened, yeah. So I almost called you Miles because I'm too used to that. But I guess Aldrich would see that, yeah, there's probably a very tall, skinny, like really lanky guy in this long white coat that's splattered with a couple different multicolored liquids, and there'd be kind of like a scraggly mess of like really kind of short hair on top of his head, and he would have like the really big, puffy, kind of like almost mutton choppy sideburns. Like he's a very classic, like Victorian style. And so the token that I use is actually very, very similar to how I imagine he looked. Just the hair would probably be a little bit longer.
Okay.
And as the door would open, he would Escher would go, "Oh my, hold on a second," and he would kind of take his glasses off and give a little ha ha, and like wipe them on his like handkerchief that he has around his neck, reaffix them, and goes, "Okay, optical cone production enhanced. There we go. Oh, hello there. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, sir. The name is Dr. Agarius. Are you the one I was sent here to find? Hold on a second." And so if I look Aldrich up and down, what am I seeing?
So you'd see a young man that's looks like he's in a type of uniform that you might have seen at a firm. What's it called? Like an
A guild
architecture firm
architect's
somewhere. Yeah, a guild architect firm somewhere in Ravnica, wearing a pendant, a pendant, and is kind of like swarming with insects all around.
Oh, oh, so there's just insects swarming around you right now?
Crawling on me, flying around me,
Gross.
all that jazz.
So noticing that, because that's not normal, Escher's now, as his eyes adjust to the light, they'd kind of go wide, and he would go, FL13. I found you. Oh, we
Excuse
have
me?
much to discuss. Please, let's take this inside.
What did you just call me?
As for, do you have a name beyond FL13?
So Vinny, just one quick thing. FL13 is the name of the lab, not the name of the experiment.
Oh, okay. No, my mistake. You are from FL13, correct?
I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, uh what is FL13?
No matter, no matter. Please, let's find a safe place. We can talk.
Looking at Escher, what does his uniform stick out to Aldrich at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it would. Absolutely.
And about this time is when the rest of you clear enough of the rubble that you could all make your way up. It's just a matter of how.
Laura would like to crawl like the little goblin she is.
Do you have a climbing speed?
I don't think so.
Then I will need you to make an athletics or an acrobatics check to see how well you're able to like climb on the shifting rubble that's left to get up there. Not well. Real bad. The guidance will not help on that one.
I tried.
Despite the power of God and anime on your side, you start to scramble up, and you are just not able to get like a single hand or foothold as you try to make your way up. Everything's just shifting a bit too much under your weight.
She's real
I
tired.
have an idea.
Scooping rock. Yes, Tavro.
What type of ladder is going down?
It's a rope ladder.
Well, I'm gonna pull the rope ladder up.
All right.
So is it basically just like a big hole in the ceiling? Is that we have to go through?
Yeah, it's now like it's basically an emptied enough. Like there's still some rubble. You cleared out enough that you could all make your way through it. But it's basically an empty stairwell now. There's like broken rock and stuff on the wall where the stairs were protruding. So there are some hand and footholds, but it would be like a difficult rock climbing experience.
Yeah, I'd like to take off the rope from the statue.
Sure.
And then, Clara, step back. Oh, I mean to close the door. I would like to rage.
Oh, you become big. All right. Rage.
And so, yeah, I become large. And then now with my newfound height, I'd like to try and like jump for the gap and then grab on.
You should just throw Clara up there.
Yeah, so now you're like 12 feet tall already. You don't even really have to jump. You can just reach one of your engorged arms up there and grab the lip to the next floor.
Yeah, and then and then once I have it grabbed, I'm going to stop raging as a bonus action, but just stay grabbed.
So you just see as you yink up, as like you become smaller, and you're able to hold on to this ledge with your arms as you become smaller, and now you're far less heavy as you try and pull yourself over the lip, and you're able to kind of just do a single pull-up and get onto the second floor.
Clark, could you be a deer and ferry this little ladder up to our bovine friend up there?
Clara would like to attempt to throw the ladder to Tavro.
You have a mage hand, right?
Oh yeah, I suppose that could work too.
As you go to throw it, and Fox just puts the hand and is like,
She's scared of mage hand. You've seen what it can do.
Yeah, and I'll grab the rope ladder, and then I'll just hold it like taut, and then let other people climb up while I'm holding it.
Sure. Yeah, so you see as Clara sends her little nanobots up to carry the top of the ladder to you, and you're able to hold the ladder while the rest of them climb up, and you're all able to make it back to the second floor. And on the second floor, you can kind of overhear this faint conversation coming from near the entrance between Aldrich and an unknown voice.
Can you zoom us up? Yeah, here we go.
I'm zooming, yeah. It takes a second.
Zoom in. You zoom in on your phone and then...
I was going to say that Fox stays down there, and then I tie a rope around... He helps tie a rope around the statue, and then we get the statue up.
Yeah, Gideon being the last up will, like, tie a rope around the statue of Myria.
And then I'll just hoist.
Yeah, using that, like, along with the rope ladder, you're able to get Myria's statue up as well.
So that's good.
All right, now that you're all the timelines have converged, you can all hear, like, the faint conversation of Aldrich with another person near the entryway. And yes, I will give Cal daylight or just light.
I applied daylight to him, so that lasts an hour.
You did apply daylight to him, and it's not concentration.
I'm a glowing beacon.
And suddenly, both Aldrich and Escher, you're kind of like blinded for a second as, attuned to this darkness, the light of day just comes sweeping through the room.
Ah, dear lords, I just got that cone production in place. Ah!
Afterwards,
there
I
we
just
go.
like
Holding
to
his
imagine
eyes.
there's a scraping along the ground as me and Tabro continue pulling this statue from beneath into the main foyer area.
Clara does what Clara does best and go to the kitchen to look for snacks.
And Clara, as you're heading into the kitchen, you see another entity heading out. Specifically, Minkas.
Can we see any of this?
You are blocked
You're-
mostly by walls.
Here?
Oh, I can
Yeah,
see.
They are there.
I can see
You can
a
see
goblin,
Clara,
I think.
because she
Whoa!
started
What
running
the
towards the
fuck
kitchen.
was that? What the fuck was just on my screen?
That was a ping. Kai was pinging your location.
Assault him!
So when
just-
Clara gets here, she just wants to like squeak and be like, what's going on?
Is that
Oh, sorry.
audible? Is that audible to all
Like
of us?
she like screams out loud like a child.
Seeing that, I think Escher he would kind of immediately, he would take a step forward, put one hand on Aldrich, push him a little bit back, and he would go, stand back, stand back. This could be dangerous.
So is he facing Aldrich's back right now?
No, he's facing the goblin he can now see, and as he takes a step forward, he can see a fucking minotaur around the corner.
Ah,
A
and
minotaur and
Aldrich-
a human man
Yeah.
dragging a statue.
Also,
I can't see you.
One thing to note with minotaurs in this setting is they tend to make up the police force. They are
I know.
okay, just making sure you're aware.
Oh, I know.
so in that moment that Escher puts his hand on Aldrich, Aldrich is going to attack him.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
And-
Whoa, what?
So, Aldrich, do you want to describe this, or should I?
You can describe it. It's okay.
So, you all see as your new friend Aldrich, you see as his kind of mouth opens wide, and a proboscis shoots out of it with this purplish force and jabs itself into Escher's shoulder. And you see as like this purple energy starts sucking up through the proboscis into Aldrich's face for a few seconds before it disappears. And Aldrich, you are no longer hungry.
Oh, I didn't roll actual damage for that. Sorry about that. I think I X'd out of it. Let me.
It did a 1d6 piercing.
No, that was Gathered Swarm.
Aha.
More.
Why isn't this actually rolling the damage?
Because
you
Oh, because I missed now.
Oh wait,
Okay, how
oh my
much-
god, it's asking me for all of my reactions every time something happens. Oh dear god.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah, anytime you get hit, it asks for your reactions. Unfortunately, that's not something I figured out how to set conditionally yet.
Oh lord.
Okay, I'm
I've
just gonna
tried to
roll it.
deflect missiles a bunch a few times.
Justin, just roll whatever the damage formula is for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Alright, so, as much as I hate to do this, I think I gotta put y'all into initiative order now.
Oh.
This seems to go directly against what you told me 2 days ago.
Yeah, I also thought that PvP wasn't supposed to be happening, but
Alright. How do I roll? Oh dear god, whoa. Oh, these fucking dice on my screen!
You get used
Why
to
do you
it
people use this?
because dice.
I think that put me in the combat.
So you're in the combat tracker. If you go to the combat... Okay, now you've
There we go.
rolled. Gideon's not here. I roll for Gideon. Minkus is the first to react, and you all see as he steps out, and he kind of just, like, comes over here to the table that was previously collapsed under the direwolf, and he just shouts out, "Stop it! We are all allies here!" And, that'll bring us to... You know what? Before we go through a full round of combat, is anybody going to be combative?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't actually see it. I just probably heard Escher wail a bit as he got
No,
rocked.
oh no, not at all. Ah,
I'm
Clara-
gonna
a little
take this
bit.
opportunity to kill Fox.
God damn it. So, Clara, you witnessed as Aldrich's head basically became a mosquito's head for a few seconds and sucked some sort of energy out of a person you do not recognize at the entrance. And then Minkus came up and told you all to stop fighting. What would you like to do?
So Clara's real skeeved out because she was already skeptical of Aldrich, and now that there's a mysterious man here, she's even more skeeved out. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna be a good little goblin and go hide in the corner and just yell out, "What's going on, guys? I thought he was nice, but he's scary," and she's gonna hide.
Alright, give me that stealth roll.
Stealth roll?
If you take the hide action, you have to roll stealth.
Oh. I just thought it was an action.
It is an action to be able to roll stealth mid-combat. And as you're going to duck behind this thing, at the same time, you are also screaming out all of your confusion about Aldrich, and everyone is very aware of where you just went to hide.
That's fair.
Gideon's going to kind of step out and go, "Hey, what's going on out here?" And then do nothing. And then Kai, what would you like to do? I don't know if you were able to see what just happened, but all you heard is Minkus come out and say, "Stop fighting."
I am going to run over to Clara.
Oh, he's glowing.
Now I can see this. Sorry, that is not targeted. Do not think I'm targeting. And Kai is going to be a good little boy and listen to his handler.
Alright, Aldrich, you decided to initiate PvP for some reason. What would you like to do?
I'm so sorry about that. I feel like that's just what Aldrich would have done, considering he's wearing Simic garb. What would Aldrich like to do after that? I didn't plan this out. Hello?
We're
What?
here.
We're waiting
Oh,
on
sorry.
you.
Yeah, you
Oh,
gotta
sorry.
do something.
I thought I disconnected because the music stopped.
Oh, I don't know why the music stopped, but we're waiting on
Oh.
you.
Probably just
I
looped.
still hear it.
Yeah, Vexar
Yeah, I
is
think
still
it's
here.
got quiet for a little bit.
Aldrich would like to. As Aldrich, what's it called? Looks at the man in the Simic uniform. He's gonna attack once more, and he's gonna cast. Oh, that's not the wrong thing. He's gonna cast Ensnaring Strike on him.
Thank you.
And from the ensnaring strike, no, not on him, but like, you know what I mean.
Yes, it activates
He's gonna
for your
cast
next
ensnaring
attack.
strike. Yeah. And from ensnaring strike, he's gonna use his extra attack for the no, that's too much. Just a what's it called a what's the melee attack that's just with your hands?
Unarmed strike.
An unarmed strike against him. And I'm pretty sure unarmed strike is just one, right? Like it's a set number,
One
right?
plus your strength.
1 plus my strength, okay. And my strength is +0, so it's just 1.
Well, your unarmed strikes are what you already did.
Oh, my bite?
Your bite is an unarmed strike for you, but you can just punch.
Sure, why not? I'll bite again. No, I don't.
Well, yeah, I was expecting it that time.
And afterwards, he's like, damn, Simic. So that's the end of his turn.
Alright, Escher, you've been attacked. What would you like to do in response?
Nothing, my computer's frozen. Give me a second.
How dare you?
There we go. So, yeah, you guys probably would have heard like a squeal at some point, but instead of pain, Escher immediately would have gone, utterly magnificent! You're far more successful than I ever could have hoped for. Yes, you'll do perfectly. Good, but, unfortunately, I'm going to have to halt some of your cellular processes for my own safety. Sorry about this. And he's just going to kind of tap Aldrich on his forehead. And hold on, let me get to my spell sheet real quick. Okay, so I think I target him, and then I think I can cast. Where is it? Here it is. I need a Constitution saving throw from.
If you targeted him, it should pop up on his screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indeed.
And are you choosing blindness or deafness?
It's blindness.
Aldrich?
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, like, as that happens, the corneas of his eyes would probably just kind of slowly, almost like deteriorate, and Escher would go, "Again, I apologize. They're only digested for a short amount of time. I'll regrow them soon. Don't worry. Just trust me." And yeah, that's the end of my turn.
You know, I don't know if he's going to do that.
And also, I would move here and put myself in between him and the rest of them.
What? Oh, alright.
What?
Fox, you are also not really able to see exactly what happened, but you kind of hear this commotion between Aldrich and a voice that you don't really recognize. What would you like to do?
Clara said Bugman is scary and evil, therefore
Jesus, he's glowing.
I glow.
Yeah, I don't know why you three are glowing.
Bless.
You aren't blessed anymore, are you?
I don't know.
You definitely aren't. You used guidance.
Oh yeah, we aren't. In that case, I'm gonna step out and say, "How dare you! I even let you hold the scroll."
I don't believe I've ever met you before.
Bullshit. Is he blind?
Yeah.
He
Yeah, he's
is.
blind.
Well, in that case, I see that failing and fizzle out, but I still walk up to him, and next to this guy, I just look over at him. Huh. look him up and down, and then go back to Bugman, and then use my item, since I can use Hold Person as a bonus action, and then I use my Orzhov Signet to cast Command as an action.
So you can't. Oh, right, because that.
It's using an item.
Yeah, it's using an item. It's not casting a spell. You can do that. We went over this last time.
Wisdom. Roll.
Oh, he do be succeeding though.
Oh, to be a spellcaster, as I yell out at Bugman to explain, but he succeeds.
All right.
Explain. What do you want me to explain? This bastard is part of Cynic. The ones that kept me captive for who knows long.
Wait, and I would point to whoever this glowing guy is. Is he not?
And Tavro, that'll bring us to you.
Quick question. What does Minkus look like? This is the first time I've seen him.
What's a
Minkus is a name.
This
It
guy.
is this guy who's like standing on this table. Although this table was actually broken last session, so he's more standing where a table previously was. He is about 6'1", wearing blue robes, and he is incredibly pale.
Oh.
He's also the one who came out and shouted, "Everybody stop fighting," right as the combat began.
Right. I'm just gonna pretend he's not there for a second. I did see this guy previously. I did see him, but I couldn't see what Aldrich had done to him. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of my ping.
You're good.
So let's 5, 10, and Aldrich is with him. 20, 30, 35. I'd like to try and grapple Aldrich.
All right. I think you might actually have advantage. No, you don't get advantage on this from blinded. You do have advantage on because it's an attack roll. Sorry.
Oh,
It is technically a version of the attack action. You get advantage on this.
Yeah, I'll roll again. Oh, I already beat him. I thought the 15 was mine at first.
Aldrich, give me a just straight up athletics check.
I'm not gonna. There's no way I could beat it. I have no pluses to anything.
In that case, yeah, you are now grappled.
Who is this? Get off of me!
No.
Okay, metagame.
Metagame?
Okay, I'll metagame after. I'll metagame after. Let's talk about this after the session.
All right. And then Minkus looks at you all, and you see as he just kind of glances around the room, and he shouts out, now with magic in his words. Like you can all feel the magic in his words as he said, "I said stop fighting!"
Oh, are we about to get DMPC'd? Dope.
Oh no, he's not a DMPC, he just knows Mass Suggestion.
No, I know. It's just it's the classic. All right. Normal.
Yes, I'm aware that's like the classic DM NPC thing, but this is more just he actually knows that spell. No one, well, not no one, but a lot of people didn't listen to him. There's a lot of fighting still going on. He's gonna say that.
He can't suggest me to stop fighting when I wasn't fighting.
Continue not fighting. Alright, so That is everyone other than Escher and Fox. But, like, even you two, you're able to kind of feel as this magical influence kind of comes over you for a few seconds, but you're able to shake it off, and you're still in control of your actions. But you see as the rest of them kind of, like, go slack, and the tension in their muscles getting, like, ready to attack or defend themselves kind of lets out of their muscles as he looks around and goes, mostly good. Clara, what would you like to do other than fight?
So that now that happened, she's gonna peek back around the corner. I can. Oh my gosh, my mouse is being so freaking dumb. Okay, 5, 10.
Well, then you better go catch it.
Ah, she's gonna get to here, and she's gonna say, Mr. Aldrich, who is this man, and why is he here, and what's going on? As she, like, timidly steps around the corner.
Aldrich has no idea who you're talking about because he's blind and grappled.
What?
Gideon's also kind of gonna come up and not aggressively, but she's gonna be like, "Same, what's going on?" And Kai?
I'll just flag the other side of Minkus and continue not fighting.
Aldrich, you cannot fight. Also, you are blind, also you are grappled. What would you like to do?
Aldrich will be blind. Sorry. Aldrich seems like he's from that command. Aldrich seems like he's just calming down, and it's like his muscle relaxes in Tavro's grapple.
Tavro, you feel as Aldrich relaxes into your arms, into your loving embrace.
Oh, baby.
Escher, you are one of the few people not affected by the suggestion, although you did feel it. But you do see Aldrich kind of, like, slump into the Minotaur who grabbed him. What would you like to do?
Still really fucking confused about what's happening right now. So, hold on. So
I
let's see,
think
how many of them
all
can I
of us
see?
are.
Yeah.
Like, in game, Kai has no idea what's going on. He just knows Demir said stop. He stopped.
In-game, I think everybody is very
Oh, I
confused.
I have to read how a spell works really quick and make sure. So, you know what? He's hysteric. I shouldn't do this. So he would look to. He would probably look to the two glowing fuckers right next to him, and he'd begin readying a. He's probably in the process of readying a spell, but he would go, "I have too much use for him. Where are you bringing him?"
And Fox, you can respond
Nowhere.
first to that.
Well, yeah, my turn's not over. Their response dictates what I'm about to do.
Bringing him, he came with us of his own free will.
We were protecting him.
Oh, what? You're not bringing him back to the Simic?
Nonsense.
No.
Why would we? What profit is there in bringing some lab rat back to its captor?
Jerry said that they were bad people.
Alright, I think that's a full round of what you can get during your turn.
Yeah. And the readied spell is probably not going to go off, so I'm going to take off that spell slot.
Sure.
But I do have a spell. It might. Something might trigger it. So
it's still your turn. You didn't have to ready an action for that. You could have chosen to use your action after that to cast the spell. You don't have to use a spell slot.
No, I'm gonna ready it. I'm
Okay.
readying a cast of a level 3 spell.
All right, what's the
And
trigger on that?
it is going to be. I am going to cast a spell on Aldrich if he tries to break out of the Minotaur's grapple.
All right. And Fox, what would you like to do now?
I'm just gonna like put my shield forward and like in a way like almost like in between Eldritch and Escher and be like, perhaps it's best if we swap places. He seems a bit agitated towards you.
Oh, he's fine. He's probably just hungry, but... Are you not a bounty hunter?
Nonsense. Do I look like a bounty hunter as I like scoff in indignation and sort of like ruffle my brilliantly and expensively dyed robes and my finely shined armor?
I don't know.
And
Maybe.
well, you look at him, you see that he's like very clearly decked out in Orzhov attire. Like you see the Orzhov symbol on him in multiple places on his armor. And you are well aware that Orzhov, who are like very into the Orzhov, they only hunt one specific bounty. Deaths due to them.
Like straight up, I have tattoos of the Orzhov signet over my eye.
I've only seen you for about 12 seconds at this point. So, I don't know, man. You just have armor on.
Yeah, you do also wear a helmet that covers your eye.
Oh
I
yeah,
know
that too.
The bottom half of your face is revealed, but not the top half.
And you're with a Minotaur.
So that'll bring us to Tavro.
Alrighty. And I just want to look to Escher and be like, we were with him. Like, we aren't trying to capture him. But what is going on? I have no idea what's happening. And I maintain the grapple, but that's it.
Alright. Minkus is just gonna... Shut up. Is everyone
shut up.
settling down?
No one even attacked.
Yeah, so that is Minkus as much as me asking, can we leave combat order, or are
Yes.
people still going to fight?
I'm
That's
just
up to
gonna
Aldrich.
Aldrich and be like, it was him initiating, am I wrong?
You didn't even see anything.
Yeah,
No,
neither
that was
will you.
out of character.
I heard it.
That was out of character.
Clara screaming everything that just happened.
In that case, I'm going
Clara
to
just
take...
screamed that he was being scary.
Well,
She
I'm
said nothing
going
of the sort of what was happening.
If you all can ensure his safety, then I don't believe we will have any more problems.
So I'm going to take you all out of initiative order. I'm going to step away for a moment because I really have to use the restroom.
Not allowed. Yay.
Well, while Zach's away, Clara's gonna zoom up and she's gonna start questioning this random man that appeared.
I just need to know, Justin, is Aldrich gonna try and break out of the grapple?
No, he's fine.
Whap whap, level 3 spell slot down the drain.
What are you gonna use?
You'll find out one day.
Nice.
You know, the level 3
Also,
spell obliterate person.
Are you a wizard?
You'll find out one day.
Do you have a spell book in your hand?
No, I'm not. I got nothing in my hands. I come open-handed. Perhaps
Oh,
I
you're a
don't need
warlock.
one, though.
You're a warlock.
Me? Never.
I see.
Aldrich, you need
And
to
that's why it's
control
level-
yourself.
That's why it's level 3, because it has to be.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll wait for
Well,
Zach to
the
get
order-
back before I do anything.
Aldrich,
Oh, sorry.
you're gonna need to control yourself if you're gonna stay here.
Sorry for the delay.
What do you mean control myself? Didn't you hear what he was saying? He's gonna try to capture me and bring me back to the labs.
What? What?
He did
Bring
not
you?
say
Oh, no,
that.
no, no. You mistake me. No, I have no intention of bringing you back. I thought that's what they were trying to do. Which, by the way, I do. Again, I'm going to apologize, but I swear, give it about another 45 seconds, and your retinas should regenerate. At least, I told you, bring them back. No, you cannot keep them. 30 seconds. And
Wait a minute.
hold on.
Speaking
There
to
we go.
myself.
There you go. Your retinas should be retained. You should be able to see again. And if it's been a minute, Aldrich should be able to see.
Yeah, as you guys are all like talking and catching up, the minute passes, and Aldrich, your eyes kind of like slowly regenerate until you're able to see again. And at that point,
Oh, if he's all right with it, Escher would kind of like move his head to the side a little bit and go, "Your name was Aldrich, by the way. Do you happen to remember what color your eyes were before?"
What do you mean by that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
He was basically asking like, what? Why does that matter?
Well, I hope they were green because they are now.
Clara would like
I
to
honestly don't know
walk
the
up
reaction to
to
that.
the new person and look up at him and just say, "Hi, mister. My name's Clara. I don't know why you're here for our friend, but my friend Jerry said that he was in danger and we needed to protect him, and you showing up is a little suspicious. So I think you kind of need to explain yourself."
and
I will be back in 2
around
seconds to
that, yeah,
respond.
around that same time,
Etrogarius, you're a few days late for your recruitment. This isn't exactly how you were meant to meet your new team.
Is what?
A new team member, you say?
Respectfully, we don't need any more people.
Says you. Have you seen some of the situations we've been in lately?
Mr.
Respect-
Guy, I'm handling it.
Respectfully,
I'm sure you are.
What did I miss?
Continue.
What did I miss? What's going on? Who's dead?
So first you heard
Etrogarius, you're a few days late for your recruitment summons. This
Doctor.
isn't exactly.
Escher, Agarius. Thank you.
Escher, this isn't exactly how I wanted you to meet your new team.
Who are you again? Your voice sounds familiar, but the
You've received a note. Considering you're here, I'm assuming you're responding to it.
Oh, yes. I wasn't sure if it was actually true or not, but good to see that it is. I've been looking for him for quite some time, as you know.
Not exactly that one, although I have my own questions about him.
What? What do you mean?
and you see as he kind of like looks to the rest of the party as he says that and then goes,
The rest of you, you have your assignments right now. Gideon has already received a new one, although from the Boros rather than me. That being said, it's related, and I think you are going to need a plague specialist if you're going to undertake that one alongside your infiltration of the Rakdos.
Plague
Hold on.
specialist.
Excuse me. I can't move my token. Oh, hold on. There we go. Can you not move it with the arrow keys? Is that?
You should be able to.
Are you colliding with Oh, never mind.
I don't know.
yeah, you
There
should
we
be
go.
able to as long as you don't like run into a wall.
I'm just gonna do it with my mouse. Maybe I'm just lagging really bad. So I would kind of come up to him and be like, wait. Are these the ones that are actually going to deal with this issue? I was told that somebody would be able to help, but it's them?
I'm aware of what you've discovered. And so, I'm recruiting you into my unit. This is my unit.
Oh, interesting.
I...
You certainly have colorful tastes, I'll give you that, but how did you come into possession of this one? And I motioned to Aldrich.
Possession. I've never met this man in my life.
That is what I would like to ask the rest of you as well.
Like I said, mister, my friend Jerry sent him up from the underground place because they said he was in danger and that we needed to protect him.
She's not entirely wrong. He kind of just showed up when we were trying to fulfill our mission.
I can't let Jerry down.
I mean, she's right. We can't let Jerry down.
Who is Jerry?
I second that.
Well,
It's a
you
long
see,
story.
Jerry is my dear pal who really helped us get through the underground place. But sadly, he couldn't come with us. But he was a really good friend.
And you've informed him of your work.
Oh, no. He doesn't know anything. We just met him while we were there, and he just kind of tagged along.
If it's any consolation,
Give me
Jerry...
a deception check.
If it's any consolation, Jerry is simply a medium-functioning myconid. I doubt he actually even could comprehend exactly what we were doing.
Did you say a myconid?
I did.
Fascinating. Where is this myconid?
Listen,
Last we saw him,
people,
it sounds like your lab, or somewhere around there.
Exquisite. Yes, we'll have to pursue this in the future. I'll make a note of that.
I would like to continue dragging the statue out towards the door.
Yeah, I'll help Fox.
So, as all this is going on, you two are just dragging the petrified corpse of Myria towards the door?
Yep.
Yes.
Escher, you recognize this as your mother.
Not so fast. I don't appreciate that an assassin got a upper hand on me, especially given it seems she was tracking you all.
Assassin? I could use a little clarification here, if you don't mind.
Well, the short end of the story is things were exchanged and the deal went wrong.
Wow, you really did mean the short story.
He did not lie, that was appropriately short. Well, this is quite a team we've put together here, but if this is what we have, it's what we have to do. I was under the impression you all would be able to be discreet, but I suppose we'll make do with what we have.
oh, don't worry, I got the best disguise.
No.
As Clara starts pulling out the hot pink gimp suit.
The what?
Fox, are you going to motion at the statue to me or something?
I am literally going to say
Oh,
that.
okay. I
Well,
was
in
looking at
that
the wrong
case-
note.
Kai, statue decapitation?
I suppose it would feel nice to finish it off. So I assume the statue is like right here.
Yeah.
And you hear as Minkus goes,
Wait. We can learn things from her. You've petrified her somewhat, but her consciousness is still active.
Indeed.
Petrified. Leave her. Leave her.
The idea
I thought
is if we separate the body parts, it prevents some ne'er-do-well from coming in and just simply restoring her. If both body parts are separated, they would need both parts. We carry one and leave one here. I believe that would be a great, you could say,
Where is the
fail
petrified? Where is the
If you-
petrified person?
Next to me and Fox.
Yeah.
It should
Okay.
be right here.
If you separate the head, she will die. We can learn from her first.
I agree with him.
Do you all have a way to communicate with her consciousness?
Have you not felt me going in and out of your mind since the moment we've met?
No. Should I have?
I can't say I have, but I also can't say I'm surprised.
Oh, technically I could communicate with her as well.
how are you communicating with her?
Sending, it's to their mind. It's direct telepathic.
Wasn't sending just sending?
No, they can respond. It's just like 25 words or less.
Yeah, sending allows a short response. So in theory, yes, Fox, if you have sending, you could also do that.
But I will just then respond. I suppose learning things would be the intelligent thing to do.
Yes,
No.
yes, it would. Now, please, give me a few moments. I don't need much. And you probably all would see that Escher has now kind of set up on the floor, and he's got this big kit open, and he's like scraping little pieces of stone off of like where skin used to be into little glass vials.
Ah, so you're one of those scientists.
Not you until you agree to join the unit.
I'm here, aren't I?
Mister,
Is-
you're being a little assertive. You know, there's a process to these sort of things, as Clara tries to intimidate someone twice her height.
Yeah, it costs 50 gold to get a flake of stone.
And as
Do
he
you-
caps
do
the
you
little vial. Oh, yes,
Do-
go ahead, go ahead.
Do you agree to join the unit?
As long as you quit this mucking about and you actually agree to help me, by all means.
And he kind of scoffs, and then you see as he pulls out a strand, like he kind of puts a finger to his head and pulls out a blue strand that is like kind of transparent and filled with runes, and he hands it to you.
Oh, more magic. What is this?
As you put it into your hand, it kind of dissolves into you, and you learn the spell Encode Thoughts.
Okay. Right. That's gonna take me a minute to find.
I'm putting it on your sheet, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
So, you really are serious about him joining us then?
He showed up later than the rest of you, though his recruitment was sent out about the same time.
Why did you recruit him? Not to be mean, but I just don't really understand. He seems kind of like a smarty pants.
Well, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you're going to need some scientific intellect into your pursuits. If
Hey,
from what
I'm
I've
a
heard is
scientist, I'll have you know.
yes.
You will, as I stated earlier, a virologist may be useful for your upcoming trials.
Yeah, I got nothing there, so I guess you do need him.
Now, if you don't mind, now that we have this business out of the way, what did you put in my mind?
Now,
Oh, it's a
you're tied to me. You're tied to your unit. And you should be able to understand the messages that you will find left for you. The rest of your unit has already been given their next instructions to head to Rixmati. My understanding is you've done most of what you need to infiltrate the Rakdos so far. Whatever left you have to do, your new member can join you.
The Rakdos? How are they involved in all of this?
You'll find out soon enough.
I'm gonna encode thoughts and literally just use it to do our meeting with fuck, what was his name?
Neoser.
And his requirements for us getting into Rixmati.
Alright,
I
so
don't know
you
what that
see
is.
as Fox kind of pulls out another one of these blue strands, and as he hands it to you, you're able to absorb it, and you're able to basically obtain a memory that he had of speaking to Neoser, who is the head of the Gore House, which is a nightclub in, I think, Precinct 4. And also the guardian of the Rakdos Guild Gate. So Rixmati is the Rakdos Guild Hall, and the rest of the party has been tasked with gaining access to it and finding someone named Delancra.
Oh, well, that's certainly a unique experience. Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, though, again, what do we intend to gain from these Rakdos exactly?
You wish to stop what you've wrought on the city. That
Are the
will be
Rakdos involved?
That will best be done with an artifact they have, which your unit is seeking.
This is new Favreau, I think.
For now, can I insight check that?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Thanks. 15.
He seems to be telling the truth, although he's clearly being careful with his words, but you have not sensed any dishonesty.
So they're actually in possession of some kind of artifact that may aid us.
Absolutely. It intertwines with all of our goals.
Well, if what I know about the Rakdos is still true, I know that they probably have no intention of using it for its correct purpose, so it would be at our behest to go liberate it from their possession. Carry on, then.
Tavro, if I remember correctly, when you arrived to us, you had a thought on yourself as well, instructing us to
Yes.
go there.
Yes, I did. Which is why I need to. That's not Favreau voice.
Yes, channel the cow.
No. Yes, of course. I need to get to Rixmati as well.
I
remember your thought specifically said not to come back here, looking back to Minkas. Would you happen to know about that?
Wait,
Yes.
say that again?
Yes, unfortunately, with all of you leading an assassin to the safehouse, after this conversation, I will impart some knowledge onto your... And he looks over at Aldrich. New friend, and then I will report to my superior for termination.
Wait. Termination?
Your new handler is Delancra.
Oh, you're not terminating, and I point to Aldrich.
No,
He.
I am to be terminated.
Oh, carry on then.
Although, now this may be avoided, depending on what we can extract from this assassin. If she's told others about the safe house and of me, then our meetings are at an end. If it's been contained to her, and it hasn't been passed along yet, I may assist you further, although my time as your handler is certainly over.
How did she get petrified?
Connor.
Does your character ask that?
Yes.
Oh.
That was my mark there.
Oh! Wait. So, you're the one that did this? It wasn't spontaneous?
It was me that did this.
Oh. Don't need this then. And he opens the little vials with the stone chips and kind of just dumps them out on the floor. Never mind then. No longer relevant.
Are you concerned about spontaneous petrification?
Are you not?
See, he has a problem with people just getting hard too quickly.
I
Just
would
like
kind of just look
Scion can't get
to...
hard when it matters.
What's the fucker's name? Whatever the fucking handler's name is, I'd kind of look to him and go, they don't know as much as you led me to believe. This could be problematic, but...
Well,
Well,
mister, we're
can make it
just
work.
agents. We do what the mission says and we don't really ask the questions. That's kind of how it goes.
You claim to be a scientist, but you claim to also not ask questions. These two statements are contradictory to one another.
Well, you see, I just kind of make the things. I'm not really in charge of anything.
I see. Well then. And what exactly is the plan for him? Is he coming with us? Aldrich being him.
I see no reason why not. Unless Aldrich.
You seem to want to ensure his safety. I feel that's best if he's with us.
Oh, absolutely. His safety matters more than potentially all of ours combined.
Right.
Disagree. However, continue.
Young Aldrich here, well, he harbors important secrets within him that could benefit all of us. I'd like to keep a close eye on him if it is all right with all of you.
Aldrich, do you have... Not that it sounds like there is much, but do you have any say in this? Justin's muted. But sending us hentai.
Oh, I was speaking the entire time. I was wondering why no words were out. Dang, nice. Cool.
Oh,
So there's
God.
a lot of conversations that were supposed to be happening that never
I thought
happened.
you would be uncharacteristically quiet.
He's silent, but he's
So-
sending us hentai.
Wait, excuse me?
Strangely, that's not the worst porn-related thing we've had happen on a session.
I believe it. Anyway, yeah, what does Aldrich have to say about all of this?
Oh, so I can't remember all the things that he had said awfully, but when he said like, oh, you wanted to keep an eye on another experiment, I don't think it's been a good idea. I trusted Jerry when he told me that the group he was sending me with would protect me, but
You
since
can
I
trust
came up, it's been nothing but misfortune. First an assassin, now a simic dog comes, and you want me to join groups with him?
Aldrich, You have my word as long as you're with us. Your previous handler, Dr. Escher here, will not lay a hand on you or harm you in any way.
Handler,
And
no,
Dr.
no, no,
Escher?
no. You misunderstand our relationship, sir. And I looked to Aldrich and go, I apologize for the garb, but I realize that what has happened to you previously must be quite traumatic, but I assure you, I'm no cynic.
Aldrich slowly puts his hand onto his medallion and looks skeptically at him.
And I would kind of I have the signet with a simic ring on it, and I'd point to it and I would go, useful, certainly, they have their uses, but some of their more biomantic methodologies are a bit uncouth for my tastes, if you pardon my language. No, I have no intention of bringing you back there, for they would most likely have you terminated for escaping. Too much of a risk. However, there's much more to you than what they would do with you. You might be the key to all of this, and I'm going to find it. If you'll have me. And Escher sticks out his hand to shake your hand.
Key to all of what, mister?
Why, saving us all.
From what?
The bugs.
Aldrich
You
looks at his
really
hand and then look. Oh,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, No, I was gonna look to the other guy and just say, you really haven't told them anything, have you? GM, that was
Sorry,
directed at Handler Man.
The voice thing was loading. I've told them many things, although it seems they didn't listen about the one time I had mentioned the plague.
I
Quite a
had
team you put
said
together
that
here.
in
First time
passing.
we're meeting.
It was in passing until the virologist joined us. Now, he's here.
It's true. Microorganisms are my specialty, so if you and that's why I've come searching for young Aldrich here.
Now,
Set.
I don't want to be a hamper on this. Whatever it is you're doing, but we still have some time-sensitive things to complete for our mission.
Yes, I believe we have an artifact to abscond with, correct?
Yes, though to get there, a few steps have to be completed.
Oh dear lords. Oh, I'm never going to hear the end of this, but alright, what do we have to do?
Perhaps it's best we go to a secondary location where we can take a moment to rest first before heading off into more danger, and it can be explained through after that.
Well, remember, the Boros are expecting us tonight, so we have to make sure we get there and
They're
don't blow
expecting
them
you.
off.
The Boros?
It's a very long story, mister, but you see, someone from my guild did a really bad thing, and they think that I might have answers for them, which I don't, but I guess I still gotta go and answer their questions.
Sounds very discreet. As long as we don't bring too many Boros around here, I'm sure there won't be too many problems.
Well, we already have two.
Yeah, as the two Boros members in your party just stare at you.
And I just look back to the handler and go, they're Boros?
You can see their armor.
Well, if we can trust them, then I suppose we don't need any more.
No, they're part of the unit, and I believe the unit is with you and a surprise guest.
I figure we
At
just
full
don't need any
capacity.
more Boros. We don't need any more Boros asking questions about the legality of what we're doing, is all I infer.
Now that we are in agreement on. In which case, if you've already been summoned to them, it's best you go and not let them speculate further.
As long as
We-
Clara can keep on track, all things will be good. Otherwise, what time is it?
In game or out of game?
It
In-game.
is.
I could tell you exactly what time it is.
It is 4:12 p.m. in game.
Well, that's maybe handled very soon. We do have some other tasks, Kai.
That we do.
I do not believe we all need to go to the summons. The more that show up, the more questions I feel will be asked, and we need less of that.
Yes, and I believe it might be wise to keep Aldrich and I distanced from whatever this summons is, for precautionary matters.
Looking up at what's his name, Minkas. Aldrich has been taking all this information and been hearing something about a group or a team, but then realizing that everyone here is of different guilds, and he will ask who all of you are from different guilds, but it seems that you're working together as a unit of some sort. Who are you people? As Aldrich
Well,
asks Minkas.
I guess
You
we're
could
some
say
kind of
we are-
suicide squad?
Fuck you, you said it first!
I was thinking it like too.
I am Minkus. I am your new handler. And together, we are the last thing keeping Ravnica afloat.
Well, we're in agreement on more than one thing.
That simply does not answer my question, though.
Actually,
What kind of
I
group is-
misspoke. I am no longer a handler. Delancre is your new handler. But you in particular, I have questions for you.
I doubt I have your answers, but just go along. Question me.
Oh, trust me, you have some answers. There hasn't been a newling since the Guild Pact.
Look, even that, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what a newling is.
You may not know what you know. But Zadok is out there. You are proof of that.
More as he mumbles on his breath. And he just
actually,
leans back in his chair.
Anybody who wants can give a history roll when they hear the name Zadok.
Yeah, that's actually something that I might have studied. I'm decent at
Fox,
this.
you have no idea.
18.
Ooh, I've
I
got
am
some
the
loud
smartest ever.
So, Kai and Escher, you paid a bit more attention in your guild history classes when you were younger.
I would hope so. I aced them.
While nowadays it is widely accepted that there are 9 guilds, it is well known that at the formation of the Guild Pact 1022 years ago, there was a 10th, the Dimir, which all of you are also well aware that they still exist, just in secret now. But the original Perun of the Dimir Guild was a man named Zadok. And he was considered one of the... not necessarily one of the most powerful people in Ravnica, but one of the most influential. And about 800 years ago, he disappeared. And around the time he disappeared is when the Dimir was officially no longer recognized as a guild.
Zadok, alive. You mean like the urban legend, the myth? How does he prove anything?
No myth, and there has not been a new one of his kind since Zadok reigned before the Guild Pact. Specifically, since Zadok was able to create them.
This means
Hold on a second. His kind,
There's
the
something.
Simic make them all the time. What are you referring to?
Not a
Does this have
hybrid,
something?
a mind drinker.
Oh,
Does this have to do something with the hunger I was feeling earlier?
Indeed. It seems you're new. Oh, wait, shit. I turned off the voice.
Indeed, it seems you've been newly turned. And as I said, no one's been turned other than those by Zadok. I should know.
It all makes sense now. The reason Jerry got so large is because he is Zadok.
Jerry?
This Myconid you spoke of, you believe him to be the one who turned this man?
He seems to be the only one besides the doctor here that had any knowledge of his existence.
I had no idea that our young friend here was a mind drinker. This is most pleasing news.
I do not believe a Myconid is capable of doing this, however. He found him somewhere.
However, we can use that connection to figure out who.
No, but
I don't think that. Sorry.
no, you speak first, because Asher's just gonna babble.
No, it doesn't make sense to me. Jerry was another one of their test subjects. He freed me. He released me from my tube.
Wait. Aldrich, are you saying that they were doing tests on Jerry? I thought he was gonna have a position and be able to help and not be a test subject.
He had told me that the reason before the test he was of a lower intelligence, but the test activated something in him, allowed him to speak to others, to think of his own.
What? They did what?
I can't believe I left him just to be a test subject.
No, he went to college, Clara.
Under
He-
my breath, just go, I can.
Aldrich, wait.
He had looked me.
By Myconid, we are referring to the sentient fungus, correct?
Yes. He had told me that of the test subjects, only he and I were the successful so far. They had awoken something in him, but I'm not entirely sure what he meant by it. He had spoken to me in my mind through the test tube.
Those knaves! Those fiends! The bastards! All of them!
What does this mean to you?
It means they used my work!
Zach,
Don't forget about blackguards.
clarification really quick. Didn't we leave them with a Demir lab in the underworld? Or the undercity or whatever?
So you left them with a Simic lab that
was
was working
Simic.
with the Demir in the Undercity. They
Okay.
said that they would bring him on as an assistant.
Yeah,
Aldrich,
okay.
when you were rescued, he was working as an assistant of the lab, and he was pretending that the experiments that they had done on him had not worked and awakened something, but they had at some point given him a level of higher intelligence akin to a humanoid, at which point, when the experiments worked on you, he freed you.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we have to go save Jerry.
I mean, did he seem?
He is the only thing that matters.
I don't think he's in immediate danger.
Clara
He said something
finds
about
out
needing more time.
Clara finds out her birth parents are alive. Also, Clara, Jerry is the only thing that matters to me.
He's
The
the only
goblin
family
could
I've
be
ever
right.
known.
He's in a
If we
better
were to come into
position now
possession
for
of
us.
this, if this unique myconid were to come into our possession, along with whatever Aldrich harbors within him, it could be most useful to our causes.
I'm not letting you experiment on my friends.
I think he is safe for the moment, and
You're
as long as he stays in the lab, we can connect to him and learn what he knows of what is going on in that lab. He's better where he is without them knowing we want him back, or
So,
that we can communicate with him.
Do you recall the message that Jerry sent you?
No.
Liz?
Yeah, slightly.
Because
I've never
it was basically, I broke out Aldrich, and they don't know that I'm more intelligent. I am going to spy on them and send Ulyss back up in 2 weeks to relay my findings.
Who's Ulyss?
The tavern
The
dude.
Oh, yeah.
The tavern owner who escorted Aldrich up from the Undercity.
Yes.
And he ended it with, "May the Mother of Artifice guide you."
Yes, I remember that part.
Now, if we're done with our collective brain blast there, proving my correct state, we have things to handle.
Hold on, let me write one final. There we go. All right, as Escher like closes the book that he had open, was writing in the entire time. Yes. If the myconid is safe, I suppose we can reclaim it later.
Well, so what I understand is that that Mr. Fox and Mr. Kai need to go deal with some time-sensitive things, and then me and Mr. Gideon and Mr. Tavro go to the Boros to answer all of their questions, but I don't know about the other two.
I don't know any of the names you just said.
It's okay.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tavro.
Pleasure to meet you. Oh wait, hold on. Ah, yes, the Minotaur. Yes, pleasure to meet you, Dr. Escher Agarius. Although we've sort of already met.
You and I?
Well, briefly. I watched you restrain him.
Oh, I thought you meant like prior to this whole thing.
Oh no. God, you're still glowing. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
what's
just so
causing it, so
radiant.
I can't turn it off.
We're just so fashionable that we just radiate light.
I mean, look at Kai. He's beautiful.
Glowing.
Like
With his
they
welding
don't
goggles.
they don't have any effects to turn off. I don't know what's causing it.
Yeah, my
Man, I
effects
don't know.
are just the ones that I would expect right now.
Wait, if you put down a new token from their character sheet, does it have the same effect?
Probably not.
Because if it doesn't, it's restricted to the token, and if it does, there's something like in the character sheet, like the prototype, that's fuggy. I've had similar things happen before. Okay, that's good.
All right, yeah, it's just something on
Who's that,
your
your
guys'
brother?
tokens. So
Yes. He just spawned from me.
That's how you reproduce. Interesting.
yeah,
What, have
and
you ever seen a female Minotaur?
You learn that minotaurs reproduce through mitosis.
Fascinating.
Yes.
I need a sample.
They spud like a potato.
Yep. Like a sponge.
I need one of your sprouts.
There you go.
Ugh.
They're not actually covered in hair or fur. It's just a bunch of mini minotaurs that are waiting to spread off their seed into the land.
For fear that this conversation could keep going, I think we had an artifact to get so that way we can save the world.
Minkus, did I hear you correctly when you said you are no longer our handler?
Yes. Unfortunately, I was not prepared for the assassin that you led back here. I have failed, and therefore I can no longer be your handler. Delancre will command this unit from now on. He is within Rixmati. Or possibly Winlot. Either way, through the Rakdos Guild Gate.
Did you learn anything from Myria?
Not yet. I've been more focused on all of you. If you wish to take anything from the body before I interrogate her mind and then destroy the remains, you are welcome to.
Can you maintain her head, at least, so we can give it as evidence?
Once I confirm the consciousness is destroyed, I will leave the head here, although the safe house will be demolished in the next day or two, once I turn myself into my handler.
Though, I believe your word, while I know your termination is imminent, does have weight. Are you able to get a message back to, get a message back to a person whose name is written down somewhere in here?
Is it Pardup?
Pardup. Yes. Are you able to get a message back to Pardup that your safety is guaranteed, and confirm with him or not if this assassin knew anything beyond what she found here?
Pardup and I share a handler. I'm sure my report will be passed on to him.
Wonderful. Then Foxar matter with him is settled.
Dagger. Or I suppose hilt.
So you search her, and it's a bit strange. It's not quite a hilt, but it is a ring that she wears on her finger. So you've seen this become the hilt of the Shadow Blade, but every time she's you've seen this now twice, where this ring on her finger kind of becomes like a gauntlet over her hand. When you petrified her, it returned to a ring on her finger, but her hand is kind of clasped into a fist. And she is petrified.
Okay. Tavro? I do not
Yes.
suppose she needs a hand to have communion with you in the mind, Minkus.
As I said, take what you need from her body.
Alright. Tavro,
Yes.
would you mind smashing this hand for me?
Okay. She's made of stone. I think I'll use my shield for this. Just try like bashing it downwards on it.
Sure. So you kind of bring your shield down on her wrist and hand, and you see something that you weren't quite expecting. You've petrified a few things, Fox, at this point. And you know that when you petrify something, it turns every cell in their being to stone.
Yes.
When Tavro breaks her hand, you see as it kind of shatters, and then underneath a layer of stone, you see flesh and broken bone, and blood just kind of pouring out.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. You two need to get back right. All three of you. You need to get away from her right now.
Why?
Just trust me. Get back. Nobody touch that. And I did not mean to do that. Sorry, I'm not targeting you.
You should.
And I would look back to Minkus and go, "You allowed them to bring her back here? She's one of them."
She is the assassin who attacked.
Look at her. There's blood coming out. She's not petrified. She's infected.
And you see as he goes, no, she is different. And God damn it, voice.
Program. You see as he pulls out a blade, cuts off the hand, and then pulls a bandage around it.
Wait, his own hand?
No, her hand.
Okay. Wait, so
He
cuts
cuts off
her
her
other
hand. No, he cuts off the hand that was broken and then wraps a bandage around it to like stench the bleeding. And he goes, "This is different from the calcification you know." And he turns to you, Fox, and goes, "It seems she has a similar blessing to you. The petrification was not quite total."
Then I apologize if it is all screaming when you try to read her mind.
No, this is good. That's why I'm able to read her consciousness. She's alive, under there. She just can't do much about it. Take the hand and anything else you need.
Is there anything else on her body that looks like some item?
So she's wearing like robes and a cloak. But other than that, it seems that robes, a cloak, and a belt with a few vials on it. The only other thing was the ring on her finger.
Then I will pocket the ring.
All right, would anybody else like the cloak or belt?
Do they look
I don't want anything that's
magical?
touched her.
Lara would take a new cloak.
I want nothing to do with her magic.
Wait, does it seem magical?
I
Do
don't
any
know.
of you cast Detect Magic?
Does Tavro ask that?
Yeah, I'm just curious why everyone's so interested in her belongings.
I get the ring. The cloak itself seems normal.
Well, my new
But again, I
Minotaur
want nothing
ally.
to do with her.
I could answer your question, Mr. Tavro, if you'd like.
Very well.
All right, this is going to hurt. Then Escher takes off his glasses again. He kind of rubs his eyes and goes, "Come on, come on." Sorry, it takes a second. And I'm going to pop a. Oh, actually, and he says, if you give me 10 minutes for my eyes to adjust, I can tell you. Is that
Very well.
acceptable to you?" And I would look to fuck the cleric up there and be like, is 10 minutes acceptable?
I suppose.
Oh, good. Then this should speed things up. And he'd pull out a little kit and start kind of like, he has these little vials of liquid in a leather pouch, and he'd pour a couple of them together, and he would take one, and this whole process takes about 10 minutes, shake one up, and as it turns like a purplish color, he'd uncap it and drop a little bit like into his eyes and blink a few times. And as he caps it, he goes, "Ah, God, okay. Okay. Let me see, what was the equipment she was carrying?"
While you're like transforming, I do say to Fox again, like, well, we may not need to go back to the seer with this evidence. I could use your assistance in a matter back at the Azorius Guild Hall.
Yes, I have already agreed to that. Her, yes, I have the ring and I show it to,
No, sorry, I didn't. I was trying to respond to Aldrich. I accidentally had you selected when I said it, so it used your voice. Not Aldrich,
Well,
Escher.
there's the ring, and then there's the everything else she's wearing that I suppose, I don't know what strange methods you're using, but that is
So,
what we were interested in.
yeah, so I'd come over here. I just ritual cast detect magic, so I can see magic now. So
Okay.
is any
Uh-huh.
of it magic?
Only the ring. Well, you do detect two sources of magic. One is the ring, which is heavily steeped in illusion magic, and the body itself is steeped in transmutation magic, but you can
I mean,
Assume that the transmutation is from the petrification.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, then I don't want anything then.
I would basically point out that I'd be like, yep, the ring is positively glowing with illusory magic. All right, thank you. That'll be all. And closes his eyes, and they kind of go back to normal. They're not purple anymore.
All right, and Fox, you're the one who took the ring, right?
Yes.
You should now have it in your inventory.
Hot diggity.
Neat.
And as you're all kind of discussing this, Minkus goes,
I will interrogate her and leave her head unharmed other than being detached from the rest of the body. As I said, pick it up in the next few hours, otherwise there's a good chance the safe house will already be demolished. Now, you, Aldrich, is it? You and I must have words.
Fine, if you could explain what they did to me. As he touches his jaw, thinking back to when something had came out of it.
You are a fledgling mind drinker, the likes of which have not been newly turned in over 1,000 years, and all of which I was distinctly aware of. Now, I can't give you much, at least not until I speak to my handler, but I can at least tell you this. You have a hunger. You must feed it, but as you do, your power will grow. And if you do, you'll become a mind drinker proper. And Zadok, wherever he is, will make his machinations known. If he truly has returned, the Demir can return in the glory that they once were. Lazav will no longer pull all the strings, for Zadok will rule once more.
Sadok looks back and looks at Mick. What's his name? Give me one second.
Minkus?
Minkus. Yes, I was trying to figure out how you say it again. As you look at Minkus and looks at the crew, and is so what you're telling me is that some random bunch of scientists turned me into this kind of freak, and now I have to follow along with your super secret club and help resurrect your dead patriarch or something like that. And
Not a freak.
Why?
Not a freak. A blessed creature. And you do not need to resurrect a patriarch. If you are here, that means Zadok is alive and well. And he's been working in the shadows all this time. It's just a question of what. And I believe that you may be the secret to unlocking that.
I didn't want this. I was taking in the night. This isn't me.
Regardless, it's what you are now.
Aldrich has a deep sigh and looks down. And he's just gonna assume that was Aldrich just takes a big sigh and looks down.
Alright. And you see as Minkus kind of turns to the body, and Aldrich, you're once again able to see one of these purple wisps kind of come out of Minkus's head and connect to the petrified corpse. That's the only one you still see now. What would everybody like to do?
I thought we had an artifact to go get.
Well, Clara has some cops to talk to.
Yeah.
Me and Kai
Yeah.
have a few other things that are more right. Kai, are we fighting someone there?
Oh, no. Actually, I need you to use your occupation. If you could draft up a contract for me.
Contract, you say?
As Fox
Contract.
immediately gets hard.
Yes, you see, there's been some problems in the Azorius, and I have been tasked with rooting it out. However, it will not be so easy to just go say, oh no, go stop. It also affects our operations here with the Demir. So I would like you to write a contract. First, stating that you will go to court, and you will testify, and you will turn yourself in. Secondly, the contract needs to state that in your testimony, there will be no mention of the being known simply as Beetle.
Okay, yeah.
Now, we can get a little creative on what happens if he were to not follow this contract, but you can have some fun with that one. All I'm concerned with is the part that he agrees to. And I promise you, he will sign it.
This can be done. As I just start, furiously writing out a few drafts as I walk over to Eldritch and say, hold on, I need this, and take my scroll case back, and then start pulling out pieces of paper and start getting drafts up.
All right, so as you two are working on drafting up this contract, and Aldrich is kind of off talking to Minkus, what would the rest of you like to do?
I mean, I'm just waiting on them.
Laura needs to go talk to the Boros peeps, and I assume the Boros peeps would accompany her, but...
Yes.
Yeah, Gideon would happily go along with that, and I think that's actually kind of covering everybody, so that might be a good place to end the session.
Nay,
So
another
we-
combat now.
I'm probably gonna stay back. I guess me and Aldrich will just stay here so I can, I don't know, poke him with things.
Yeah, would you all like to come up with a meeting point for after Clara and the Boros head off to the barracks for the interrogation, and then it sounds like Fox and Kai might be going off to do your own thing for a little bit?
Could always do the handy dandy night market.
Or, the only neutral meeting space we know, the Phillips house.
That is not neutral.
True, we do. I thought you didn't like them anymore.
I still like them. They just have been lying to me my entire life.
Not your entire life, only since you've been a year old.
That's pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the night market's probably better.
Night market it is.
Yeah, we can also change it next session before we actually do anything.
Night market.
All right, so you all head off to do your own things, heading towards the night market, and we can plan something out for how to split that up for next session.
Yeah.
any last things that you all want to do other than Escher wanting to do science on the bug man?
That's gonna be
Yeah,
a
I'm good.
process.
I don't know how long writing the contract, or if we're doing that like later tonight, or are we doing that like the next day, Pat?
I was assuming like while Clara was on trial.
All right, then in that case, my full focus is that.
All right. So before next session, you just have to come up with whatever additions Fox wants to create. It would only take you about 10 minutes to write up the contract that Kai requested.
Yes, I will come up with them.
All right. Any last points? Anything before we all call it?
I'm good.
No, I don't think so.
All right.